Hello, how are you? I hope you're all doing well. Guys, I thought we'd do a different kind of video today because it's been a minute since I just sat down, grabbed a matcha, and we just had a good old chin wag, a good old catch up, answered some questions, just, yeah, had a little bit of interaction with you guys. I really love watching these videos myself when people do like Q&As or just sit down chats. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you will know that every single week I do something called Tea with Laura. It's on a Wednesday evening, and it just gives me the opportunity to ask you guys if there's any links you need, any questions you've got, any advice, anything you're going through and you want my help with. Like, it's just a real opportunity to interact with you lot, and obviously you guys are the most important thing about this channel, and I just think it's really important that we sometimes set this time aside to chat and catch up, because genuinely, like, you all feel like my friends, and I see the regular people commenting, and I regularly chat to a few of you in my DMs as well. And yeah, anyway, I just thought this week it would be so nice to bring the Tea with Laura over to YouTube, and we can actually have like more of a physical chat, because obviously there's only so much I can put in text and only so much I can say, whereas actually like answering questions like this, it just gives me a little bit more depth. So I asked last week, I put a question box on, I'm gonna go through them. So, oh, there is a hair in my eye, so annoying. Grab yourself a coffee, a matcha, maybe something cold because we're still experiencing this heat wave. Anyway, I'm not going to ramble, get yourself comfy and let's get into it. So actually, a great start of this video, when I did the question box, it was that iced coffee glass, which is basically the same as this one, the matcha one, and someone said, where is the glass from? It is actually from B&M, as are the straws. I think it was like £3, £3.50, should still be in store. I feel like there's a little bit of divide on the internet with these. So many people were like, they're tacky, or as if I'm running for them. But if you're a mug slash glass lover like me, I don't know, I just thought it was cute. And don't get me wrong, it isn't the most expensively made glass, hence the price of £3.50. Like, I've got the treats ones, which I feel like is where the inspo's from. Also Anthropology do it, a similar vibe, and obviously yeah, it isn't made as great as them, but for a £3.50 cup or whatever it was, I thought it was a bargain. So yeah, that's that. Right, then where do we go? Honestly, there's so many things ranging from like health, wedding, friendship. Let's quickly move on to wedding, because there's a few questions about that. People asking, would love to know more about the wedding, what's left on the to-do list. Honestly, I feel like that is all that's consuming me at the moment. Someone said to me like, oh, you'll be so sad when it's all over, like you're gonna have the wedding blues, and I genuinely at this point in my life think that the relief that I will have once the wedding is done, and don't get me wrong, of course, it's going to be sad that that chapter of my life's over, because like everything in life, it's almost like chapters, right? So I will be sad that that chapter's over, but I'm not going to lie, I'm not really someone that thrives on planning big things like this. And also these big moments, which is kind of crazy because that's what I'm doing. But I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like, I'm a type B girl through and through, so organisation isn't my forte. Likewise, it's been a very stressful experience because money is not unlimited for me. So I think, do you know, if like money was unlimited, it probably would be a little bit more enjoyable. But like with everything in life, there's budgets, right? Weddings are not cheap, and that is one thing I've definitely discovered since planning a wedding. And I mean, look, you always have it in your head, weddings aren't cheap, and they always add another few digits on, and everything adds up. And me and Mitchell weren't naive in thinking that when we initially gave our budget to our planner that we probably would be realistically adding maybe another 5 to 10 grand on, because I definitely think you need to bear that in mind unless you are going to make cutbacks. Because let me just tell you now, planning a wedding and having a wedding, it soon adds up. So you have your venue. Like, I mean, our venue was fairly cheap, but then it was kind of more expensive in other areas. So like the food and drinks packages were a little bit more hiked up than some of the venues we were looking at. So I think it all kind of balanced in the end. But you've got your venue hire, that's one thing. You've got your drinks and food packages, if you're going to be putting drinks packages on, food packages, which obviously most people put a meal on, right? Then you've got like evening meal, then you've got like cocktail hour, and we're doing like an unlimited bar like all day for everyone, because with everyone coming to Crete, we didn't want people paying for drinks. So me and Mitchell did just say, do you know what, let's just sort drinks out all day. But obviously I know not everyone does that. And you've got things like videographer, photographer, content creator. For me, I know again that's not like a necessity for everyone, but especially with my job, I didn't want any pressure on the day of thinking about content. So yeah, so again, on these, right, you're looking at minimum, I mean, I can only speak for what we've paid, but around like £2,000 starting prices, and then they have add-ons in there, like contracts of like, if you want a drone, it's another £500. If you want another 2 Instagram videos, that's 400 each. Like, there's just so many extra costs, and this is all for like basic packages. Again, I'm not saying that this is the price for everyone. There probably will be people cheaper, but I'm just giving you an average, right? Because believe me, there was way more expensive than this. We've just kind of gone in the middle. And you obviously have things like decor, flowers, a massive expense, massive expense. I mean, we haven't even gone massive on our flowers, and let me just tell you, it was a lot. It was a lot. Obviously, just like your table settings, things that you're putting on the table, entertainment, DJ, if you want a singer, if you want a saxophone, if you want a cake. Just honestly, that is so much. Weddings have just gone up so much, so don't ever think that getting married abroad is going to be the cheaper option. It's really on par with getting married in the UK. And secondly as well, you can do things cheap, but I think the main things if you're going to be doing things cheap is having minimal of everything. You can't have everything, minimal guests, and yeah, that's the way forward. Sorry, I've now gone on a massive tangent about this, and it wasn't supposed to be a big thing, but just trying to like fill you in on wedding stuff and just have a little chat about weddings, because it's definitely an area that I feel a little bit more expertise in now, and I just can't believe how much things cost basically. But yeah, the update is we're actually there, to be honest with you. There's a few things I need to still sort out, like my wedding ring, bridesmaids dresses. I mean, I know I'm cutting it fine, 5 weeks, but we'll get there. Just like little personal touches on the ceremony. But this is the great thing with having a wedding planner. So, oh my God, my biggest advice is get a wedding planner. If you are type A and love organising, do it yourself. But that could never be me. I see on TikTok these galleys that have like rooms with like all their wedding stuff in boxes, and like, that could never be me. I mean, firstly, I don't really think you could do that for an abroad wedding unless you're taking 10 suitcases out. But secondly, even for an English wedding, the thought of that is just way too much. Like, yeah, I'm so glad that we have Anna. Like, so that's our wedding planner. I'll leave her details actually in the description just in case you want to have a little look, check her out, because she's unreal. She's very to the point, very like honest with you, which I love because I think you need. She obviously has the experience. She's done weddings for years now, so she knows what looks good, what doesn't, and is not afraid to tell you that, and I think that's really important. Equally, she's very good with communication, which again, you need. And yeah, she just basically sorts it all out. She sorts all the logistics, all the things we need, and you can tell her your budget and she'll go away with that and get it to the best of your budget as possible. Sometimes things might go over budget, but then that's on you just to be honest and be like, we can't afford that, like we need to strip that back. So yeah, anyway, that is wedding stuff. 5 weeks to go, guys. Can't believe it. I'm not gonna lie, the only thing I am kind of stressing about is makeup, because I think I am gonna do it myself. But then, do you know the thing is with doing it yourself, it's the pressure on the wedding day, isn't it? The pressure of feeling like it's gotta be your best makeup on the day, and then what if it isn't? So that's the only thing, but I guess it's too late to fly anyone out now. Unless anyone wants to come. Is anyone a makeup artist? Do you want to come to my wedding? I can pay you, but I can't pay loads because there's not a lot in the kitty. But yeah, I don't know, it's just something that I keep toying with, but then I'm like, yeah, but you know, you like your makeup yourself, and even if you give yourself like 4 or 5 hours and like let's say it goes wrong, you've got time to sort it out, and surely you will be able to do it. You know what I mean? So maybe I'm just stressing for nothing, but yeah, that's the only thing I'm stressed about. Hair, my friend Amy is doing my hair. We had a trial the other night, loved it. And even if I change my mind on the day of what I want, I know that she can do it. She's good, she's an expert. So that's fab. Right, enough wedding talk, 'cause that was literally like 10 minutes. Next up, shall we have a little bit of a health conversation? There's a few questions about different things actually. So we've got, how does your ADHD affect your day-to-day, and have you found any strategies to overcome it? So, if you guys follow me on TikTok, you've probably seen I had a little bit of a breakdown the other week, and honestly it's not really like me. I don't think I've ever really came on Instagram or TikTok and had a breakdown. I know I have on YouTube before, but yeah, it's not, I don't know, I don't really do that on them platforms. They're a bit scary, but honestly I was just having the most horrendous day with numerous things. I think wedding stress, ADHD, a a lot of people were saying it was ADHD burnout, which I think is probably true. Endometriosis, because my endo had really flared up and I just felt horrendous and was just, you know, like when you just get sick of it. So I think it was an accumulation of things, and I just sat in my car and was just sobbing and was just like, you know, when you're at that point in life where you're like, what is the point? Like, what's the point of carrying on? Like, you're just so low and so burnt out and just, yeah, really down. Like, I just had a really down day. Definitely feeling better now, but that is the reality for me sometimes. And like I say, I feel like people, oh, do you know what really annoys me? What annoys me is when people are like, oh, another one jumping on the ADHD. Oh, everyone's got ADHD now. And do you know what? It's like, oh, I get it. I get it seems like that. But then I also think that 10 years ago, we didn't have social media. And it's like you could say, oh, everyone's got cancer now. Because that's how I feel sometimes when I go on TikTok. Like, everyone around me is like getting poorly, or like there's more cancer and there's more this. But realistically, it's not that there's more, it's always been there, it's just we weren't all talking about it before, and I think that's what it is. I think also as well, I was silently struggling for, like, you know, the first 25 years. When have I really like connected the ADHD? I'd probably say in the last 5 years. So for the last like 30 years of my life, I've kind of been living always thinking that there's something wrong with me, and like struggling and constantly being like in these like ADHD burnouts, which I didn't even really know what they were. You know, like at uni, I was that person doing my, what was it called? What did you do? Dissertation, like literally 3 or 4 days before the deadline, because I just couldn't ever start it. Just couldn't ever like rack my brain with it. I was always struggling at school, struggled with homework, being on time, was constantly on report. Like, there's so many things that now correlates to like the ADHD, and it just makes sense. But I've always just thought, like, what's wrong with me? Like, why am I not like this girl in my class or that person? Like, why do I struggle with this and other people don't? And I've just never really understood it until I've started reading about it, right? The point of the conversation is, what actually was the conversation? It does affect me day to day. The biggest thing is probably like procrastination, starting tasks. Some days I just feel like numb, like I've got paralysis, is that the word? Like I'm paralysed in my body and I just can't do it. But yet in my brain I'm like, I have all these things I need to do and I want to do them, and it's not that I'm lazy, it's just like I can't. Honestly, it's so debilitating, and it sounds so stupid when you say it out loud, because like you think to yourself, just freaking do it. Like, stop being an idiot, just like get the pen, get the paper, you know, get the camera on. I don't know, it's a really hard one to explain, but there's so many different ways it's debilitating, socially as well, like with going to events and stuff. Like I get really bad anxiety. There's a whole list of things I can reel off, but one thing I was going to say is I picked up these the other day. I think I am going to try and go down the medication route. Someone told me this, like, right to, is it like a pathway, right to choose? I can't remember what it is. One of my friends told me that that's how she got diagnosed and then got on some tablets, and she was saying it's changed her life. She was like, it doesn't work for everyone, but give it a go. It's changed her life. Like, she can't believe like how clear her mind is now. And I was like, oh my god, that sounds great. So I'm definitely going to go down that route, and I'll obviously bring you on the journey. But do you know, because I was that bad the other week, I was looking on TikTok. You know how you fall into a rabbit hole, and I come across these, the LEMI tablets. So I already have the LEMI Chill. Now I do think the LEMI Chill work. How I use them is normally in the evenings when I need to switch off, because I struggle to switch off. So I take them in the evenings, and they really help me have a good night's sleep as well. I don't know if they're placebo, but I said to Mitchell, even if they are placebo, I feel like they're working. So, do you know what I mean? So I really like them, and I definitely will reorder them. And then I thought, let me see what else they've got. And then funnily enough, I saw someone upload these onto their Instagram stories and say that they have ADHD and they like have helped them. They've not cured them, but they've helped them, and they help them concentrate and stuff. So anyway, I picked up these. They're not blooming cheap. I was like, I'm prepared to give anything a go. It's got lion's mane, B12, clinically studied citysylene. Anyway, do I think these are a miracle cure? No. Do I think you take them and then all of a sudden you can focus? No. However, I've been taking them consistently for a few weeks, because I kind of thought they were going to be that gummy that you take and then, oh, all of a sudden you feel focused and like great, and you can, yeah, you don't. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to keep taking them daily and to see if it does anything. I've got like that many left now, and do you know what? Again, I mean, it's hard to like correlate it to these, but this is the only thing I have been taking. I definitely do feel like lately I have been more focused, more like, how do I describe it? This is going to sound really strange and crazy, but I struggle to do tasks like organise a cupboard, organise the kitchen drawers, things like that. Like, my brain normally just switches off and I can't cope with that. I've been doing that lately. And it's so weird, and Mitchell's like, what is going on? Like, how are you doing this? Like, you don't normally like cope well with this. I'm like, I don't know. And like, even like replying to people on WhatsApp, I've been doing that. Again, I know this is going to sound so stupid to some people, but I definitely think it's got to be these. Like, what else is it? So I don't know. I'm going to keep taking them and I'll keep you updated. But I don't think they're an instant fix, and I still have bad days. But I definitely think these are helping me a little bit lately. Oh, sorry, just to follow up on that question as well. Someone said about strategies. What strategies do I put in place? So main strategies are, obviously I work at home, so I have to be very self-motivated, and when you already struggle with like procrastination and focusing and concentration, it's really hard. But I think the main things that helped me is having a weekly schedule. So I have a weekly schedule, tells me what I need to do every day, tells me what I need to achieve, and it's not unrealistic as well. It's not like you need to film 5 YouTube videos, do this, do that, do this, do this. It's like very realistic and small tasks, and that really helps, because when I can see that in my day I've only got these tasks to do, if I do these ones it's a bonus, like my brain can like cope with that. So I would say like really break things down. I think naturally we want to look at a bigger picture and like be able to tick everything off, but I think you've got to be realistic with yourself when you do struggle to focus. Writing to-do list, daily to-do list really help me. It sounds so obvious, but it keeps me accountable, it keeps me motivated, and yeah, that's a massive one. Taking regular breaks. Again, I don't have a long attention span, so taking regular breaks, whether it's like half an hour, phone away, like out of the room, crack on with that editing, and then go and have a 10-minute break. Another half, like I'd rather do that than just try and sit down for 2-3 hours and edit, because it's just not going to help. It's just not going to work, and then if anything, I'll just spiral and not do anything. So yeah, that's the biggest one. Also, sorry, there's a fly going around the room, it's really annoying. We are in fly season, and where we live there's just so many blooming flies. The other one I would say is trying to not off-put the task, which again is easier said than done, because I think that's naturally what we do. But like when I've done the washing now, I just have to really tell my brain, like go upstairs and put it away straight away. Like don't even think about putting it on the side, else it won't ever get done for like 2 weeks. So it's just trying to like train your brain almost, which again, it's really easier said than done, but by trying to do it consistently, it's almost like, I think when you start repeating tasks more and consistently do it, it almost like trains your brain into new habits, and I definitely think you can do that. It's hard, but you have to kind of stick with it, and some days you won't, but that's like anything, right? We all can be guilty of that. Anyway, sorry, so I don't really have much advice, because some days it really just is a struggle and there's nothing I can do, but there are certain things I do implement to try and help. Okay, on to the next question, and it is update about having children. I feel like I don't ever go a Q&A without getting this question pop up. And do you know what's funny? I was actually watching Zoe Haig's video this morning. She did a Q&A, and honestly, I feel like how she spoke about where she is with wanting children is exactly where I'm at. Everything she said, I was sat there like, you are me. You are me right now. How you're feeling is me. It is so consuming. And again, like if you guys haven't heard me say this before, I genuinely don't know. Like I'm not a no and I'm not a yes. I'm not a, oh my god, I was put on this earth to be a mum, I need to be a mum. Not in that category. But I'm equally not like, no, I don't want kids. I'm like here. And it's funny because I was reading the comments and so many people was often like saying like, if you're there, it may just be that, you know, you do want a family and you do want to be a mom. It's just that, you know, it's massively like life-changing, and you've obviously read so much into it that it makes you hesitant, because you know it is going to be a big change, and there's nothing wrong with that, but equally you're never going to be ready, like no one really ever is. And it's just about going, right, we do it, and just step all into it, or just making a decision and going, no, do you know what, let's just have a different life and accept that and be happy with that. So yeah, there's no update, no change. I don't think I ever will have a light bulb moment, if I'm very honest. I don't think I ever will find a time where I have this awakening and be like, oh my god, do you know what, I want to be a mum, because I don't crave motherhood. I don't ever look at anyone that's a mum and think, oh my god, I want that. Don't get me wrong, I look at like one of my friends and her kid, oh my god, they just have the most gorgeous relationship, and like he's so cute, and how he dresses him is just adorable, and like she really like romanticizes motherhood, and you know, goes on cute little outings with him and goes to cute places. And when I look at that, I'm like, oh, that's so nice. But equally, I also know that's not the reality all the time. It's just like the best bits. So I think it's really hard, because I think who you surround yourself with, and like mums that you surround yourself with, can kind of like sway you or not as well. Like if someone just has a hard child, which, you know, like it happens, you're not always guaranteed to have like an easy baby or an easy ride with motherhood. So if you're then surrounded by like someone that's struggling a little bit more, I feel like it then naturally sways you a little bit more to be like, oh god, I don't want to get into that. Whereas if you see someone that's kind of thriving in motherhood and loving it and enjoying it and soaking it up and, you know, really having a positive experience, then I feel like you're more like, oh, do you know what, like I could do that. So I don't know, there's days where I'm like, yeah, like I do want to be a mom, and like, well no, there's not really days where it's like that, but there's some days where I think, oh, I can do it, and I know that me and Mitchell would make like great parents, like I really do. But then there's other days where I'm like, I just don't know if I'd be ever cut out for that. Like, it's 24/7. Like, you don't get a break. It's not like, oh, okay, tomorrow morning I haven't got to wake up and get my toddler up and entertain him. Sorry guys, my camera cut off. I think what I was saying is, I'm just very aware that being a mum, motherhood is 24/7 role, you know? Like, you don't just have 2 days on, 2 days off. Like, it's every single day, it's relentless, it can be very like mundane, like it can be very the same. And I think sometimes we all like to like romanticize this idea of motherhood and it all being like, oh, happy families, it's this and that, and like it's really not. And I think some people are just a little bit blinded to that and just think it's going to be all like fairies and roses. And I think, and again, like this is probably just because I have researched so much into it, I know it's not like that. And it's even like some of my friends have like had kids, always wanted to be mums, by the way, and like, yeah, that's all they've ever dreamed of, but then got into it and been completely shocked by it. Like, what the hell, like I didn't realize it was going to be like this. And then I'm like, god, these people really wanted to be parents, and then even they are like, whoa, it's a lot. And I mean, a couple of them have been like, oh, I don't know if I'd have done it again. Like in hindsight, obviously they wouldn't wish their way kids, they would never wish their way their kids now. Like once you've got your kids, like the love and everything, I get it. But a few of them did say to me, like, I don't know if I had my time again I would do it, because it is a lot, and like you have to be prepared for that. But then I always say to Mitchell as well, like, it's different scenarios, different setups, different relationships, how you work together in a relationship as well. I think that's massive. You've both got to be on the same page, you've both got to work as a team. I think it's about your parenting skills as well, and how you parent and how you raise your kid. So I don't know, there's just a lot of factors to it, isn't there? But anyway, it's just not any, it's just for me, it's not something that I just want to go into without really thinking about. And like I say, I don't think there'll ever be a light bulb moment. I don't ever think I'm going to wake up one day and be like, I want to be a mum. But one thing I do want to be sure on is that I really do want it, because there ain't no going back. And I don't think I'd ever regret becoming a parent. Because I know how I am just with everything in life. Like, I give my all to it. I, like, oh, my cats, I adore. Like, imagine then having a little baby that's mine and Mitchell's. Like, I know that I would adore my children so much. But then, oh my god, then there's other factors that come into play, right? Like the world right now, do I want my kid growing up in society now? Like with drugs so prevalent as well, like growing up. Like, I go out on nights out and see how crazy the world is now. Like, the risk of being spiked, there's everyone doing drugs and things like that, and I just think, wow, it was around in my day, but like even more so now. That's a massive worry, and then I'd be worrying about my kid all the time. Guys, there's just so much to it, there's so much to it. So I don't know, it's hard, because like I say, the one attraction is to have a family, to, you know, like have the lovely moments that you can have. And obviously when I'm older, like, have my kids, but then there's no guarantee the kids are going to be there, there's no guarantee, there's just no guarantees where anything is there. And then I always think as well, and I do think this is something you have to take into consideration as well, like what would I do if I had a kid and they were like severely disabled, or like they had like a lot of issues, and like you've got to be prepared for that as well. I don't actually know how I'd cope if that happened to me. I mean, obviously I would, I'd get on with it, but then like, Oh, like, I don't know, but I think, again, people don't always think about these things. I don't know, I'm really rambling about this now, but yeah, answer your question, because sorry, I've literally been 5 minutes on that subject. I don't know. Do not know. Okay, I feel like I've yapped so much on those few questions. I'm going to try and be a bit quicker on the rest. Next question we have is making friendships in your 20s. Any advice? So, making friendships. I feel like making friendships is so hard. Let's be honest. I feel like it's almost like right place, right time. Then you have to align with someone. Like, you can be somewhere and make friends, but they're not necessarily going to be your person, right? But the biggest thing is, to make friends, you've got to be somewhere. So I would say my biggest bit of advice is, if you're sat in your 20s, 30s, even your 40s, 50s, whatever age you are, and you're like, oh, I would love some more friends, but you don't know how to make more friends, I think the biggest thing is getting yourself out there, whether it's joining a club, whether it's, you know, going to Pilates, or joining a new gym, or going to fitness classes, or going to pottery lessons, or I don't know, like, I feel like you have to go somewhere, right? Because I certainly have struggled over the years. You know, I still don't have a massive group of friends now, and I always say this to one of my friends, I'm like, I just think sometimes in life you either happen to fall on the path of great people and people that align with you and are just your kind of person, or you just don't and you've just been unlucky. It's nothing to do with you. Because do you know, like, when you hear all these silly quotes, it's like, oh, like, red flag when someone's not got loads of friends, or blah 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 blah. It's like, no, like, sometimes we're just not lucky in life that we're like on the path and have just like met people that are us. So like, I was saying to my friend the other day, like, for example, when I was at uni, I did a teaching course. Now, the girls were all lovely. No offense to the girls, right? They just weren't my kind of people. They were lovely. I got on with them, surface level. But did I ever really like hit it off with someone on a level where I was like, oh my god, like, you're my person, like, we are the same? Like, no, I didn't. And I don't speak to anyone from uni. Like, likewise with college. Like, I remember going to college, and again, I just never really connected with anyone. Like, I just didn't have people in my class to connect with, because a lot of people had already formed their friendship groups, and then it's really hard to get into a friendship group when people have already got their connections, because they're not bothered about finding new friends. And again, it was just an unfortunate, you know, series of events. So that's a book. And then, yeah, then before you know it, like, you go into the world of work, and again, it's just like, it's just all about coincidences, right? You might go to a job and there might be someone in your workplace that is just your kind of girl, your kind of friend. There might not be. Do you know what I mean? So, really, really hard. But I think the easiest place to make friends is to try and think of something that you love doing and you want to do. Go to that place, get a hobby. You've got to think, like, let's say you are really interested in flower arranging or pottery. The likelihood is, if that's what you're into, someone else is going to be there that is like your kind of vibe. There might not be, but it's a great place to start. And it's like, for me, I recently made a new friend like last year, and I met her through the gym. Now, if I hadn't have joined that new gym, I would have never met that friend. So I definitely think it's just one of those things where you just got to put yourself out there. It's like my best friend. Like, we've actually only been best friends for, I think, is it around 3 years now? Which isn't really that long, right? But oh my god, I can't imagine my life without her. Like, it's absolutely crazy. It's like we've always known each other and always been friends. And that's what I mean about that instant connection. Like, sometimes in life you just meet people, you click, and you're like, oh my god, how have we not been friends before, you know? That's the kind of energy I'm looking for, and someone that just replicates my energy too. I have always struggled finding a friend that is just on my wavelength, in the sense of, like, I'm just that person that will do anything for someone. Like, if you ring me, no matter what time of day it is, no matter if I'm in work, no matter if I'm doing something that's really important, I'll drop everything to be there for you. Like, that's just me. But I just have found that I've never really, up until like in recent years, of course, I've got people like that now, but before that I never did. I think the older you get, the more you realise that I would actually rather have no friends than rubbish friends, and people that are going to constantly let me down, constantly make life about them, constantly not think about me, and just be selfish. I have no time for selfish people, and I also have no time for negative and bad energy. It's really hard. It's really hard losing friends as well as it is making friends, and it's also really hard making decisions that you know is good for you, but equally it's never easy walking away from a friendship, even if you know, like, that person isn't really serving a purpose and isn't really like bringing anything to your life anymore, or making you happy or giving you good energy. So I'm really rambling again, I always do this. But yeah, anyway guys, long and the short, making friends, I really recommend just putting yourself out there. Go and sign up to Pilates if that's what you want to do. Go and find a reading club, a book club. Like, you have to just look out for these things. Ice skating, like, just go and get a hobby. And yeah, you might make friends, you might not, but unless you put yourself out there, it won't happen. And like I say, my best friend now in my life, who's going to be my maid of honour, I only met her because I put myself out there and went to a LOOKFANTASTIC event. If I hadn't have gone to that event, we would have never been friends. And you guys know I don't like going to events because the anxiety around them for me is just a lot. But I pushed myself and it was the best decision I ever made. So that is that. Also, on this topic, I am thinking, I know I've been saying this for years, but it actually may be coming to surface now. I am thinking about doing a meetup whilst the weather is still warm, so this is going to be very like last minute. I'm thinking maybe in the next few weeks, because I just think it would be such a nice opportunity for us to all meet up, all just have a lovely time together, maybe have some like coffee, matcha, acai bowls. Maybe I'll put like on a little activity for us all to do as well. I need to find somewhere where I'm going to host this, but I just, yeah, I've been saying for years and years and years we need to do a meetup. But as much as it's a meetup, why am I calling it a meetup? Why am I calling it a meetup? No, we're not having it a meetup as in to meet me. We're just having it like a meetup as in like friends meeting up. That's how I mean it. And I just thought it'd be like a nice way to try and connect people together and make friends. That's the biggest thing and reason I wanted to do it. Not to meet me. Because yeah, I'm just me. I'm just a random person. What am I even on about? Right, shut up. But anyway, we'll keep you posted on that if you do want to come. Okay, last couple of questions. I am promising I am going to answer these in a quicker manner. So, any future home updates? You have any upcoming home projects in mind after the wedding? Yes. So many things we want to do to the house. The biggest one will be the garden, which we're hoping to start probably April next year, ready for the summer. We would have done that this year, however, funds were lacking. Funds have been lacking since this wedding, so that will definitely be next year. We did get a few quotes this year. Honestly, everything's just expensive now, isn't it? I think we was getting quoted between like 15 to 20 grand for the garden. It is what it is. Materials are expensive, labour's expensive, but it will just be an add-on to our house. You know, at the moment I'm looking out into a wall, the neighbour's house behind me, because obviously I'm in a new building, you can just see everyone, which is not fab, but is what it is. But I'm just thinking, at least if we get the garden done, it's all landscaped and it looks all nice, then like when you're in like the back room as well, like you can see your garden looking nice, like it just adds to the vibe and like the feel of your house, right? And then also we're going to get some trees to like block out the neighbour's house, because really it's only like the neighbour's house we can see. Maybe like there we can see as well, just a slight bit of that house, but it's not, we're not like overlooked by like 10 houses. I mean, the gardens all do kind of like lap onto each other, but it's only actually like one house that's overlooking ours, if that makes sense. So yeah, if we just get some like nice trees and they grow, and like that will be lovely. I think our neighbour, they're like growing something because it's like coming over our fence now and it looks lovely. So yeah, I just think sometimes as well with new builds, it takes time to like, you know, build up like your garden and your plants and stuff. So yeah, anyway, so that's the biggest home thing we'll be doing. And then just other bits will be, I know I've been saying it for ages, but just little things in the back room, like getting the blinds and the like net curtain things, what are they called, voiles. That will definitely be done by Christmas. And then just like a few more prints on the wall. I want to paint that back room. I maybe might update the coffee station in there, because I'm just not quite feeling that. What else do we need to do? Oh, like little things in the not ensuite, the downstairs bathroom. Like we obviously did decorate that, which I'm still not sure if that was the right decision to go that like vibrant and colourful. Don't know what I was thinking, but just little things I think will make it better. So like painting the skirting boards, changing the radiator from white to gold, like to go with the, what's that, antique brass to go with the mirror. So just a couple of things that need sorting there. And yeah, like the hallway. I mean, there's so much. I feel like, does it ever stop with the house? Even when you fully decorated it, you're then on to like, you know, kind of maintaining it, aren't you, and having to paint here and there every so often because nothing lasts forever. But yeah, the main project will be the garden, and then I mean, down the line I'd love to do the bathroom. Mitch will go mad if he hears me say that, but obviously we just had a standard new build bathroom. Like we chose the tiles, yeah, nice, but you can't choose the layout of it, you can't choose your bath and things like that. So I would love it to be like a proper little like just freestanding bath and a bit of a better layout, and bit more bougie and like a hotel bathroom kind of vibe, but again, it's all money. And to be honest with you, I don't know how many years we'll stay in this home. Like, I love it so much and I'm so grateful, but it's not my forever home. I think my forever home I envision is more, yeah, not a massive house. Like, that's never the goal for me. It's just more about being like a bit more in the countryside and just, yeah, like an older house. I mean, for now, we're not in a rush to move at all. Like, we won't be moving anytime soon. Like, I'm talking probably like in 40s. Anyway, I've just rambled and I said I wasn't going to ramble. So that's the update with that. Oh, people just talking about my endo as well. Keep on at the doctors. I know it's so frustrating. Yeah, oh, I've been speaking to so many of you about it and we're just all in the same boat, and it's just an infuriating illness to have, if that's even what I've got, because obviously you never have like a proper diagnosis unless you've had the keyhole surgery. I'm pretty sure it is, because there's no other answers really for what I'm going through. Because do you know what I mean? Like, I've had every other test. I've had a scan, I've had a bowel sample, I've had a regular blood test. I'm low iron, so that's one thing that they spotted, but other than that they haven't found anything. So right, we're going to end on a positive question. One of my friends actually has asked this. She's put, I want you to name 3 things that you like about yourself. She's asked me this because she knows I do not like being positive about myself. Like, I'm just, and I know it's bad, I need to be more positive and kinder to myself. 3 things that I like about myself. 3 things that I like about myself. I like my energy, like my happiness. Like, I feel like I can bring a lot of like happiness to a room. I like that I'm kind-hearted, and I love doing things with other people. Like, that brings me so much joy, like making things with other people, doing cute things. Yeah, I would say that's another thing I like about myself. I don't know if this means like physical or like characteristics. I mean, physical, not a lot. Yeah, I just say my kindness, my warmthness, friendliness, and I don't know, I can only name 2. I'm gonna stop there, Lucy, because I honestly cannot think of anything else. Right, anyway guys, sorry that this has been a bit rambly. I hope you've enjoyed catching up. We should do this again sometime. Thank you so much for watching, if you did make it to the end of my very rambly, chaotic, chatty little Q&A. Yeah, I'm not going to do any more because I feel like this is probably going to be a 30-minute, 40-minute thing as it is, because I just talk so much. But thank you so much for watching, guys. And make sure you are following me on both Instagram and TikTok if you have them platforms, of course. And I shall see you all in my next video, which will be Sunday. I'm going to start doing strict upload times, by the way. It's another thing I've said to myself. So Thursday at 6 and Sunday at 9. They're going to be my new upload times. So stay tuned.